Hey, hey, it's Ray Langley at your service. Virtual entertainer and wolf girl extraordinaire. Welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations. How's everyone doing today? Welcome in Candace, welcome Army. Sorry to hear about your Gundam. Alright. Last time we left off, we finished the tutorial case, Turnabout Visitor, and today we are headed for our flight in Turnabout Airlines. Reminder that this is a one-woman dub, so I will be voice acting every single character that appears, and yeah, it will be based on vibes, subject to change, terms and conditions apply, etc. So I hope you just settle in, enjoy the show, and yeah. It has been a week. Captain, it is... Actually, it's actually Friday now. I was about to say it's only Wednesday. It's not, but... Alright. Case 2, start. Episode 2. Turnabout Airlines. The murder that occurred in my office. The return of the great thief Yatagarasu. Thinking back, everything began on that fateful day, 2 days ago. 2 days earlier... Yes. Everything began high in the air, 9,000 feet in the air, to be precise. Thank you for flying Go U Airlines. We are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. We're asking all passengers to please return to their seats and fasten their seatbelts. And just double checking you guys are able to hear the music and sounds this time, right? I don't want another repeat of last time. March 12th, 6:13 a.m. Flight G390 First Floor Lounge. There's a grand piano on the plane? How big is that plane? Why do I feel like I just woke up from a horrible nightmare? It's 6:13, huh? Guess I was out cold for about 10 minutes. Huh. Slight turbulence indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. For your safety, we ask that you return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. I suppose turbulence is to be expected on a flight, though admittedly I'm less than comfortable with anything resembling earthquakes. Hmm? What's this? A travel wallet? But it's not mine. How did someone else's travel wallet wind up in my pocket? My head. Why won't this headache go away? I'll take care of this travel wallet later, or hand it off to an attendant. From earthquake-like turbulence to an elevator. What am I doing hesitating like this? Actually, I know full well why I hesitate. It was when I was still but a young child. I was caught up in a murder that happened in an elevator, but how long am I going to let my past haunt me? It's just an elevator. I'm a grown man now. I need to behave like one. What the... What in the world happened? Is there something wrong, sir? I must ask that you please return to your seat. Yeah! He's dead! Please calm down. We mustn't jump to conclusions without all the facts. What's wrong? Did something happen? You murderer! No! You have it all wrong. It wasn't me! March 12th, 6:41 a.m., Flight G390, second floor, first class. Everyone, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have an important announcement. I am one of your flight attendants today, Rhoda Tenero. Unfortunately, we have just had a minor accident on this flight. An accident? Don't treat us like we're stupid. I caught a glimpse and it was a murder. What? Murder? What's going on with this flight? Everyone, please calm down. There's no reason to panic. This flight will stay on course and make its scheduled landing. We are still currently in the middle of a rough patch of turbulence, so until we're out of this area of turbulence, I ask that you please remain seated. But someone was killed, right? I mean, what about the killer? Let me off! Please, there is no need to feel threatened. We have already apprehended the culprit. I ask that everyone please remain calm. The heck is he talking about? Why should we remain calm? My name is Miles Edgeworth. I am a prosecutor, and I assure you, I am not the killer. Ha! Being a prosecutor doesn't make you incapable of murder, buddy. Now you listen here. I am not the killer. I simply found the body. So you say. However, I'm sure that you are the perpetrator of this crime. I swear on my honor as a professional flight attendant. Oh, is that right? I know what I saw, and there's even very strong incriminating evidence to back me up. What kind of incriminating evidence is she talking about? We've already alerted the proper authorities at our destination. Until we land, you will remain in our custody by the powers vested in our captain. I'm very sorry, but please understand the situation. Your situation? I'm more concerned with mine and the direction it's going in. I'm not about to just sit idly by while I get accused of murder. Miss Tenero, is it? Yes. I was wondering if you might give me a chance. A chance? To do what? A chance to plead my case, and a chance to ask what you mean by incriminating evidence just now. To accuse a passenger of such a grave crime without allowing him a proper defense, can the professional flight attendant inside of you really call this action righteous? You have a point. Very well. I'll listen to what you have to say, but be wary of what you reveal. I'm afraid you'll only look even more suspicious if your explanation fails to satisfy. I also do not have the time to deal with you all day, so please, make it quick. Of course, as you wish. Good. Very well then, let's get started. I know for a fact that I didn't kill that man in the elevator. What I don't know is what sort of evidence she has up her sleeve, but I'm certain it doesn't fit with how the crime really occurred. I swear to tell the whole truth as a professional flight attendant. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Edgeworth, I am certain that you are the killer. The scene I saw in front of the elevator, it was you standing there with fresh blood dripping off of the murder weapon. So if you would please cooperate, we'll turn you over just as soon as we land. That's it? That's her evidence? I don't think you could ask for a more perfect witness testimony. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? Not really. It's hardly perfect when there's a gaping hole in it. Hold it! Tell me, what exactly puts the pro in professional flight attendant for you?
Well, it means we are very professional about how we take care of our passengers. Services like fetching papers and responding to calls are done with speed and accuracy. I can assure you that I give testimonies with the same level of professionalism. But I'm sure you've already realized that by now, right?
It's a bit hard to appreciate your professionalism when I'm the one under suspicion. He needs to go get Gumshoe from the luggage section where they keep all the pets.
And there you have it. My professional testimony is accurate and reliable.
Hold it! You certainly seem sure of yourself.
Of course. A professional flight attendant can't afford to make mistakes, after all.
Perhaps, but you must admit there are few who can look at a murder with a clear mind.
We attendants all go through extensive training and are always calm and collected. We'll even calmly serve you coffee if you so wish, as the plane makes a splashdown.
I fail to see how that would be the calm and rational thing to do in an emergency.
Even until the bitter end, we're there to serve the passengers. That is the duty of all professional flight attendants.
You certainly are confident. Anyway, shall we return to your testimony? Hold it! Yes, what did you see in front of the elevator?
That's what I was just about to tell you, Mr. Edgeworth. Framed by the elevator doors and bathed in the light coming from within.
Hold it! The murder weapon, dripping with blood. Really now?
I swear that was the grisly scene I saw before me. Thank goodness it wasn't a passenger who saw, or there'd be widespread panic by now.
As I recall, you were quite panicked yourself at the time.
Excuse me?
You were scared enough to misread the situation and accuse me of murder.
Nonsense. Professional flight attendants cannot afford to be that flustered. I witnessed the murder scene and am now listening to your defense, all with a smile.
Apparently you also lie with a smile on your face. Hold it! I am not the culprit, and yet you would keep these restraints on me.
Mr. Edgeworth, please try to understand what kind of situation you're in right now.
And what exactly is my situation?
I have the backing of the captain to keep you bound in this way. We are within our legal right to restrain anyone who might threaten our captain mid-flight. In essence, you're in the same situation as someone who has been arrested by the police.
So I am to stay restrained until I can clear up all of her doubts. At least I'm close. Her mistake shines like the silver lining on a dark rain cloud, and I'm going to capture some of that light with evidence. Oops. Let's see. What do we have as our evidence? Rescue's badge, travel wallet, crime scene notes, body found at 6:15 a.m. inside the elevator, stopped at the first floor lounge. Details meals, movies, and other services inside. We don't have a lot here, do we? Best restaurant in the skies, flight itinerary. All times shown correspond to our departure time zone. Okay. Wait, Miles is the Green Goblin? Huh? Okay. Oh wait, I also want to see the profiles. Questions, victim, seated in first class, but I don't know his name. A Go-You, airlines flight attendant, charger taking care of first class, 24 years old. Okay. Okay, well, we know it wasn't the murder weapon, so here we go. Willem Dafoe played the Green Goblin and Ryuk in the live-action Death Note movie. Oh yeah, because you guys are saying the victim looks like Light Yagami. Alright. Objection! Miss Tenero.
What is with the yelling all of a sudden?
Force of habit. Well, it doesn't matter. Miss Tenero, you say you saw the murder weapon dripping with blood, is that correct?
Yes. All that blood. Trip, trip, trip. Just recalling that scene sends a chill down my spine.
Sorry, but your so-called professional flight attendant training has failed you.
What?
I'd like to direct your attention to this. Do you know what this is?
It's a travel wallet, right? But it looks a little big and bulky.
The thing you saw me holding when I discovered the dead body in the elevator was this very travel wallet, Miss Tenero.
What? Impossible.
Now then, do you still think I am the killer? That I killed him with a travel wallet?
No, but I saw blood dripping from the wallet. I know I did.
As you can see, this wallet is clearly stained, but if you would be so kind as to take a whiff, I think you'd agree it's only grape juice. Grape juice? Really? We can't say wine in this game? Okay.
Then...
That's right. You mistook... You know what? No, this is too childish. I'm gonna say what it is. You mistook wine for blood. The murder weapon dripping with blood does not, in fact, exist.
No!
There. That should clear up that pesky accusation.
Hold it! Wait just a sec. That is... I mean... Even a wallet could be deadly if it was wrapped around something heavy. I demand that you show me what's inside. Please.
She's trembling, and the tacked-on please at the end. Sounds like I've got her. There's no need to look inside, even you can tell from its appearance that it's light.
No, I can't be sure of anything until I see the contents of that wallet for myself.
She's a persistent one. I suppose we have no choice but to see what's inside. Miss Tenero, if you would be so kind as to open the wallet and check its contents for me.
Alright, I usually don't pry into passengers' belongings, but we have no choice here.
It seems that this passport is all that's in there. As you saw, there's nothing but a passport inside. This renders your wallet was the murder weapon argument moot. Wouldn't you agree?
Hold it! Please, hear me out, Mr. Edgeworth.
What is it now?
Well, I was wondering, whose passport is it exactly? Can I take a look?
Why not? I'm rather curious myself. This is... Republic of Borginia. Ackby Hicks. Huh.
Just as I thought. This travel wallet belonged to Mr. Ackby Hicks, which makes it the victim's property. You stole the victim's wallet, didn't you?
How dare you!
You said it yourself. You claimed to be holding this wallet in your hands when I found you. Perhaps I did misconstrue the wallet for the murder weapon, but it seems that I wasn't wrong about who the culprit is. As you claimed, the murder weapon is not the travel wallet. However, it is something you stole from Mr. Hicks after you were done with the vile deed. I find it hard to believe myself, but your motive was very simple. You were out to steal Mr. Hicks' money, weren't you?
So even though I didn't have the murder weapon on me, you still suspect me, I see.
You stood up at the crime scene with the victim's wallet in your hands. How can I turn a blind eye and not suspect you of foul play?
Miss Tenero's logic. Hold it! Shouldn't that be proof enough for you that I did not murder the victim?
Not at all.
Oh, and why not?
Because that wallet may not have been what I thought it was.
Hold it! You think I stole it?
Yes. I'm very sorry to say it, and I wouldn't usually be so rude, but it must be said. I never thought I'd see the day, but here I am calling a passenger a thief. Maybe I should put on a serious face and say it more directly. I believe you removed the wallet from the victim's personage.
It really doesn't matter how you phrase it. What I'd like to know is why you think I stole Mr. Hicks's wallet. Hold it! I don't think I have any sort of motive to speak of. I've never met Mr. Hicks before, and our only connection is this one flight.
But that is more than enough of a reason.
How do you figure?
He was sitting in first class, and I think the implication is quite clear. You were out to steal Mr. Hicks's money, weren't you?
Hold it! You think I was after his money? Where did that cockamamie idea come from?
True, you are also a passenger in first class, but I thought something was off about you and those deeply etched lines on your forehead.
They're not lines, they're perfectly normal and a part of my natural face!
I don't think I've ever met someone with such a terrible countenance on a flight before. And that's when it hit me. You have the face of someone with money trouble.
She really is making a fool of herself pursuing this line of logic. I should spare her and present the piece of evidence that contradicts her testimony.
Mr. Edgeworth, you look broke.
Edgeworth in a, tailored burgundy suit with a cravat. Objection! I wonder if I might get a word in, Miss Tenero.
What is it now?
Miss Tenero, I wonder if you noticed the contradiction within your own testimony.
What are you talking about?
It's simply impossible that the motive for this murder was monetary theft. One glance at the crime scene should have told you that. What about this scene would prove that the motive for the murder was not the money? Maybe the money all over the place? Take that! If I may direct your attention to the things strewn all over the floor... That's right, the floor is covered in bills and coinage. By your rationale, these were the very things the killer was after. I think we can assume that the wallet fell during the victim's struggle with his killer, and I would think that the killer would have noticed something like money scattering everywhere. Furthermore, as you can see, there was no effort made by the killer to gather the money.
But the wallet...
Ah, yes, the wallet. You will also recall that the only thing in it was Mr. Hicks's passport. If you are really insisting that it was a crime based on greed, then you're claiming that it was all for an empty travel wallet.
Forgive me! Please!
Hey, what the heck? Are you saying the attendant's wrong? So that guy isn't the killer? Ha! Don't believe it, everyone. It's a trick! Will you all please be quiet? Miss Tenero,
Yes?
you lost your cool when you saw the dead body. Plus, the lounge was dark, and looking into the light from the elevator, it's easy to see how you mistook the wallet in my hand for the murder weapon. I take no offense that you thought I was the killer.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Thank you for releasing me. Oh, guy speaking in wingdings. Is that a Hadoken? One of those guys is doing a Hadoken. What is it now? Huh. Question more, but I'm too sleepy. I go to bed now. Alright. Sleep well, Army. Thanks for stopping by. Miss Tenero, if you could please translate, I'd be much obliged.
It sounds like Borginian, but I don't understand any of it. There's another attendant on this flight who...
I said that he is giving the runabout! I don't require an interpreter. I speak English just well, see? You, the attendant!
Yes, sir.
I want this person to be under the arrest until we arrive at the airport. I'm sorry, sir, but what exactly are you hoping for? What is it you want? I am finished talking to the likes of you. Please, I would like to hear why you would like me to be held under arrest until we land. You... How dare you try to waste my time! You were the one who stuck your nose into my affairs. I wanted to spend even at least one more second with my precious art. I have no time for other things. I know what you are. I see through you. Insolvent! Yes, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it in English. Well, I should hope I'm not monetarily bankrupt, but I don't think that's what you meant. I'm sorry, but I don't think I caught your name. I am Zinc LeBlanc II. I am a very wealthy man in the Virginia, but I am not an ordinary rich man. I am an art dealer, a rich seller of beauty.
Mr. LeBlanc, what did you mean just now?
Pardon?
When you said that Mr. Edgeworth was giving me the runabout?
I have to explain? Unbelievable. I will say it once, and only once. I do not have even a second to waste. Time is money, as they say. Yes, and yet you continue to blather on. I saw it. Yes, I did. I saw the victim go onto the elevator, going down to the lounge. It was exactly at 6 o'clock. Hold on, what does that movie poster say? License to love, laugh, maim, and murder?
And what's the significance of that time?
At 6, he says. Wait, you saw him at 6?
What's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth?
He understands, I see. Miss Attendant, what time did you discover the body?
Well, it was a little after that patch of turbulence, so I would say around 6:15. Ah!
Hicks was his name, was it? Then I say that man Hicks was killed in the 15-minute time span. And the only person in the lounge at that time was this prosecutor, yes? Yeah, I was in my seat the whole time. Me too. I was watching the movie and enjoying a fine glass of wine. Now, I was still eating. Still haven't finished, see? It's a big-ass steak. The other passengers have an alibi, so you have no problem with them, I suppose. No compliance, I see. Not a single word against this, right? I have no way of discounting what you have put forth at this point, but it wasn't me. Oh, so you say. But do you have, what you say, the evidence?
Mr. Edgeworth, are you really the culprit after all?
Mr. LeBlanc, I suppose you are quite certain in what you saw. Enough to give testimony? Of course! I was looking at that man the whole time! Oops. He was playing with that annoying little, small machine the whole time. Machine? Yes, that's what you people call it in English, yes? It was making me crazy with the click, click, click. From that description, it sounds like some sort of small computer.
I believe what Mr. LeBlanc is talking about is a cell phone. I have to say that I did see him playing with it quite a bit myself.
A simple cell phone? A laptop or organizer I can see, but that's kind of a low budget. I hit that noisy little machine in his hand! Not a fragment of beauty. All it produces is ugly sounds. Anyway, I know what I saw. Miss Tenero.
Yes?
I was wondering if I might be granted permission to examine the crime scene.
What? You want to examine the crime scene?
If you would grant me a little measure of time, I'm sure I can produce the real culprit. I don't like the sound of that. Fox in the duck pen. Yes, I think that is how you say it in English. It's Fox guarding the henhouse, and I believe my innocence was proven earlier. And if I'm given the chance, I can clear up all the remaining doubts. Miss Tenero, if you wait until we arrive, there's a good chance that some evidence will have been destroyed by then.
I understand. Let me see what the captain has to say.
Ha! This should not be approved.
Please, Mr. LeBlanc, in an emergency, all decisions are to be made by the captain alone. Now please wait here while I go ask the captain what to do. I'll be right back.
You are not planning to erase evidence when you are doing your investigation, yes? Of course not. Ha! We will see.
Mr. Edgeworth, you have the captain's permission to investigate the crime scene.
What? Unbelievable! I am in your debt, Miss Tenero.
However, there is one condition. I am to supervise you. Can you agree to that?
Of course, I see no problem with that stipulation. It's only natural, as I am still a suspect in this case.
I take full responsibility and will watch Mr. Edgeworth's every move. I hope this is reassurance enough that there will be no foul play. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, shall we proceed? If you should need my help with anything, please feel free to talk to me.
It's time to head to the scene of the crime, the first floor lounge. Look at her walk animation, it's so cute. Hey miss, how about another glass? Excuse me, but I was wondering if you know anything about the murder. How about it? How about a glass together? Sorry, but I must decline. Wasn't talking to you, I was asking the cute attendant.
I'm sorry, but I'm on the clock right now. But if you need a refill, I'd be happy to bring you another glass at any time.
You got it, Toots. That's no way to talk to a lady. Oh shoot, I accidentally exited the March 12th, 7:26 a.m. flight G390, first floor lounge. I'm gonna try to go back, because that's a lot of interactions I just missed. I want to thank you for your help back then, Miss Tenero.
It was nothing. You should thank the captain for granting you permission. And just so everything is perfectly clear, I still don't trust you. Your standing with me hasn't changed one iota.
I see. I will bear that in mind.
I received an order from the captain earlier. He wanted you to know that we reserve the right to stop your investigation if we feel you are not making progress. And when we do, he asked that you please return to your seat at that time.
So my time runs out at his and his crew's discretion, does it? I have to find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's testimony before time's up. I understand. By the way, is there any place you can think of where the killer might hide on board?
I don't think so. After every first-class passenger was accounted for at his or her seat, we made a thorough search of the plane. As for business and economy class, no one can move between those two classes and first class without a staff keycard. And we found no record of a keycard being used at all.
Which means that I have a first-class killer on my hands. At least I know that much for sure. And one other thing, no one else has been allowed near this crime scene since the murder was discovered earlier. Ah, it's not gonna let me, is it? Okay. Now then, let's get started.
But where should we start from?
Let's start with Mr. LeBlanc's statements. The crime occurred between 6 a.m. and 6:15 a.m. During that interval, the only person in the lounge was myself, which would make me the prime suspect. However, since I did not kill Mr. Hicks, it means that the killer was around somewhere.
If we are to believe what you say is true, then yes.
The first order of business will be to gather information to win your trust. Let's see if there is a way for me to get back.
This door leads to the flight attendant's room, but please understand it's off-limits to unauthorized personnel.
The room is giving off the scent of women's perfume. One would think that perfume would smell great. However, to me it simply smells. Not that I have any interest in what lies behind this door.
Perhaps we should return to the investigation, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth?
Sorry, I spaced out for a second there. Okay. So, I'm gonna go ahead and do a thing real quick. I'm gonna hit BRB and I'm gonna time loop a little. Give me a second. Okay. Fortunately, the autosave feature did not get me on the when we passed through that door, so it was actually an easy fix. But we're back. So now let's continue talking to these people first before we go through that again. What's a lifesaver doing here? I bought it at the in-flight shop just beyond the lounge. If something should happen, having one will save your life. I think this guy would have been better off not taking a plane to begin with. If I may have a word with you. This steak. So awesome. That's great to hear. However, I would like to ask you a few questions. I was here the whole time, so wouldn't know. Eat or speak, please pick one. Okay, well, I guess we know what he chose.
I think he chose to eat.
Yes, I can hear that. He's also eating a whole baguette with the steak. Yeah, and drinking the whole bar. Jesus. He's also got a game console? What the fuck? Ah, that's right. I was in the middle of recreating a chess game.
Just an observation, but aren't there too many red knights around that lone blue pawn?
Nonsense. It simply shows that the blue pawn is no match for the red knight's might. Really? It's my seat. Unfortunately, I didn't bring anything particularly useful for an investigation. It's not as if I'm constantly prepared for such a thing to occur. This was Mr. Hicks's seat. I don't see the machine Mr. LeBlanc was talking about.
Perhaps it's in the elevator.
Maybe. We should probably head down to the crime scene now. Hurry up and investigate! Time should not be wasted! Precious is human time, is how you say it, I believe. It's a movie poster for License to Love, Laugh, Maim, and Murder.
That's a Go You Airlines sponsored movie. It's a suspense, hard-boiled action romantic horror comedy flick.
Is that the genre listing for this thing?
Yes, it's a movie that can be enjoyed by anyone because it encompasses all those genres.
I can't even begin to imagine what the plot would be.
But you have to admit it has piqued your curiosity, right? I heard the main strategy with this genre listing was to make people curious.
Well then, consider the mission a successful one.
Why is he doing the rat-a-tat motion with his hands? He's firing an invisible machine gun.
Mr. LeBlanc seems to be protecting the gargantuan vase on the chair rather closely.
It's a marvelous vase though, isn't it? Yes, I dare say so as a professional attendant.
I don't think there's any real connection between a piece of art and being an attendant.
But I'm not just any old attendant. I'm a professional flight attendant.
As though there was such a thing as an amateur flight attendant.
Are you in need of assistance?
Miss Tenero, I'd like to ask you about investigating the lounge.
As long as you have the captain's permission, I can't stop you from looking around.
If you could pass a message along, tell him I'm grateful for his spirit of cooperation.
I will. However, please realize that you are still under suspicion. To be honest, I still have my doubts about you.
Of course, and I take no offense.
Do you really understand what I'm saying?
Yes, verily.
Do you pinky swear you do? On your honor as a professional prosecutor?
I pinky swear I do. On my honor as a professional prosecutor.
Well, I guess that settles that.
I feel my honor as a man slowly diminishing.
Even if you show that to me, I still cannot allow you free rein. I'm sorry, but I must admit that I still have my doubts about you.
Guilty until proven innocent, I see.
Oh, that's cool. I can actually look at this.
This badge's design is said to reflect the relentlessness and discipline of law enforcement. It comes from the authority vested in us as strict protectors of the law, and executors of sentences, much like harsh winter frost and blazing summer days. To wear it is to identify oneself as a prosecutor, but I have no interest in doing so. Each prosecutor's badge is engraved with the number of the owner on the back. Numbers. As if we're not human on the inside like everyone else. It seems that this passport is all that's in here. It seems that this passport... Okay. Wine stains the outer cover. True, it was I who dropped it in there, however, I didn't do it out of ill intent. From North European Republic of Virginia. Says he's a wealthy art dealer. Time obsessed. 62 years old. Huh. Isn't that the letter A? Where? Anyway.
How did you find your meal to be, Mr. Edgeworth?
Come to think of it, I forgot all about it. I must have been asleep or something.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Let me prepare you something right away.
What are you apologizing for, Miss Tenero?
I failed in my professional duties by letting a passenger go hungry. Please, help yourself. If you see anything to your fancy, feel free.
I think I'll take my time later, after I've solved this case. Thanks. The back of Edgeworth's pin? Let me see. Oh yeah, it is. Huh. And who is this? Excuse me, but may I have a word with you? You there!
If you need something, please ask Miss Rhoda over there. Okay.
What the? Hey, wake up, you!
I'm terribly sorry that she's being so rude, Mr. Edgeworth.
No need for you to apologize. I just find it hard to believe she's asleep on the job. If I were her boss, I'd see to it that her salary was cut so low that it was in the red.
That leads to the emergency escape hatch. You can't go there in mid-flight.
What's the probability that the criminal escaped through here?
100%.
Hmm?
Oh, let me finish my thought. I'm 100% certain they didn't.
When I'm searching for an answer, only complete thoughts need apply.
In order to preserve the crime scene, I'm afraid the elevator is not in service. To get to the first floor lounge, we should take the stairs.
Alright, that looks like everything. Alright, now let's get back to where we were before. I will spare you the repetition. We'll just blitz through this. Okay. Investigation begin. Where should we start from? Start with a statement. Since I did not kill Mr. Hicks, it means the killer was around somewhere. Gather information to win your trust. Glasses and candles thrown into disarray by the turbulence.
It's been a while since I've seen this big of a mess. It's terribly embarrassing, but I thought it was an earthquake for a second, and I frantically started searching for gas valves to shut off.
I guess the shaking of the plane was bad enough to be mistaken for a real earthquake. Not that I would know, since I was unconscious for most of it.
The in-flight shop is just beyond these shutters, but we don't have permission to open them, so I'm afraid I must leave them closed.
There must still be clues to be found here in this lounge. I must remain ever vigilant.
The plane itself has a gift shop beyond a first floor shutter.
Are we on an Airbus? A pity that a bronze statue knows not when good drink has been spilt at its feet.
This is a statue of our founder, Mr. Ugo Hughes, who is a big fan of wine. I'm sure he'd be thrilled if he knew so much wine was here at his feet.
Is that a hint of hero worship I detect? There's some spilled wine in front of the elevator. I assume it was spilled during the turbulence.
Oh, we must clean that up or someone might get hurt.
Uh-huh.
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
I found some very important evidence. What is the important piece of evidence in this scene?
What is it?
They're a little smudged, but I think we can both agree they are a set of footprints.
So you think...
Yes, these belong to our killer.
Oh, then maybe we should check the shoe sizes of everyone in first class.
I don't think that will be of any help to us. Unfortunately, the prints are too smudged, which will make it hard to get a definitive match.
Oh, I see.
This toppled over chair, yet another victim of the turbulence.
Oh, no! Look at all that wine staining the back. It may not look it, but this chair was extremely valuable.
It was?
Yes, it was used when the Rocker Pals came to tour this plane. Oh, the Rocker Pals leader sat in this very chair.
I'm sorry, but what are these rocker pals?
I can't believe you've never heard of them. They're all the rage. The Rocker Pals are an extremely popular international band. They added the pals part as they became more popular, especially among teens.
That explains it. I'm not really one for the music of today. Maybe I should ask Detective Gumshoe about them later. On second thought, I can already see how confusing the conversation would get.
This grand piano is the pride of this plane. It can play the music of whatever CD we insert into its CD drive.
That's not a piano. It's more like an overgrown music box.
Ah, but its keys depress along with the music as though there really is someone playing it.
Some people have entirely too much money to waste on overly complex toys.
It's a fucking player piano? A fraud piano?
What or who is this?
This is a bronze statue of the Go You Airlines, Mr. Hugo Hughes. The one on the left is of when he was in his 40s, and the other is of him in his 80s.
Did the man age at all over those 4 decades? Maybe I need to squint more. These counter windows offer a glimpse of the sky, but these clouds, they tell me nothing.
Mr. Edgeworth? You look like you're talking to the clouds.
Is that so? Then tell me, what do you suppose I said to them?
I don't know, but it looked like a rather one-sided conversation.
The clouds, they tell me nothing. There are a few copies of Sky magazine in the magazine rack.
This month's special is an English trivia quiz.
That's not a bad idea. I've heard that the youth of today don't know a particle from a participle.
Now, please don't go around confusing people with made-up words, Mr. Edgeworth. Who's ever heard of such a silly word as participle?
Case in point. The clouds, they mock me. These bottles and glasses must have been broken by the turbulence. There's quite a bit of broken glass here. Please be careful when passing through the area.
Thank you very much for the warning, Mr. Edgeworth. However, no matter how kind you are towards me, know that it does not clear up any suspicions I have about you.
I wasn't warning you for the sake of clearing my name.
Here's the flight attendant one, so...
One would think that perfume would smell great, however to me it simply smells. Proof that Edgeworth is gay, like number 78?
Are you in need of assistance?
Did you notice anything?
I was wondering whose footprints those are next to the elevator.
I'd say the killers, wouldn't you say? Even if they aren't, I'm sure they are a vital clue to solving this case.
Ooh, maybe there are other clues waiting to be found in other places. Come on now, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's go find them together.
A word of advice, nobody likes a credit thief, so stop stealing my lines. Okay, she doesn't respond to any of these, huh? Oh yeah, I forgot. This game doesn't allow presenting profiles. Okay, let's investigate here. What floors does this elevator service?
Only the first and second, although it can also go down to the cargo hold. However, that requires a flight crew keycard.
So the only floors accessible to passengers are the first and second, huh? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. I wonder what was hanging off this lanyard. Something's missing from this picture. Now if I could just put my finger on it. I doubt anyone was expecting to find a dead body in an elevator on this flight.
So, Mr. Hicks, he's really dead?
Yes. She's trembling, although I can't fault her for that when there's a corpse right there.
Mr. Hicks, if you're really dead, then please answer yes.
I see she's over the trembling now, although a new symptom seems to have appeared. Anyway, I should focus on the victim's body. Let's see. There's blood on the back of Mr. Hicks's head. Could this be the cause of death? He appears to have been struck very hard. Even his glasses are broken. Money is strewn all over the floor of the elevator. I would guess it was all in Mr. Hicks's wallet at some point. There's no wine residue on the soles of his shoes, making it highly unlikely that Mr. Hicks entered this elevator after the turbulence. What is this sinister-looking figure on the floor here?
Oh, that's a piggy bank of our company mascot, Captain Yugo. It's just one of the many pieces of merchandise we sell at our in-flight shop. This bank is a limited edition, and is so popular that we're down to our last one.
You have an in-flight shop?
Yes, it's just beyond the lounge to the right. The shutter to the store is closed at the moment, but it was open the whole flight up until Mr. Hicks's body was discovered.
There's blood on here. Could this have been the murder weapon? There's something sticking out of his pocket. Hope you won't mind if I take a look at what's inside. It's a picture. It looks like it was taken inside a building somewhere. Found in the victim's pocket. A souvenir picture, perhaps. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Eureka! Mr. Hicks's machine is nowhere to be found.
His machine?
His cell phone, Miss Tenero.
Ah, so I guess because it's not here.
Yes, I think we can safely deduce that the killer took it. The victim supposedly had this, but it has gone missing. Did the killer take it? Anything else to look at? Okay, looks like I've already investigated everything. So I probably have all the pieces I need to start making some deductions. Oh wait, before I do, let me go ahead and just... There we go. Oh, oops. Oh well. Damn, he had one of those fancy Sony Ericsson phones. Is one of the statues graffitied? No, I think that's just the... That's just the wine splash. Okay. Let's see. Let's try this. True, there wasn't anyone else in the lounge other than myself right before the turbulence, but if the killer was in the elevator along with the victim, then that's a different story. A statue with blood on it lying next to the body of a man who was beaten to death.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, I think I figured something out.
Yes, what is it?
The way the blood is on this, it looks like it matches up with the wound on his head.
Well, aren't we deserving of the Master of the Obvious title?
Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Don't you think that's worth investigating?
It would appear that this figurine is our murder weapon.
Oh, I just knew it! I mean, I can't think of any other connection.
Perhaps Master of the Oblivious would be more befitting. Because then on the way out, they tracked the footprints. I have it!
I'm sorry, but I don't understand, Mr. Edgeworth.
I can prove that someone other than myself was here around the time of the murder.
What? Really?
Yes, it's rather simple, actually. The proof is in the pudding, or rather, the wine in this case. These footsteps here confess to me this very fact, that someone exited the elevator alive. Seeing as how the victim is dead, that would mean a second person.
But couldn't the footprints be from Mr. Hicks himself?
Ah, but if you take a look at our victim's shoes, you can see the soles are spotless.
Which means...
Mr. Hicks wasn't alone in the elevator. In fact, it's quite the opposite. There was actually one other person inside the elevator. What's going on over there? More Borginian cursing?
Unforgivable! This is unforgivable! Do you understand what I am saying? The movie is late! It is the same level of bad as if the plane arrived late!
But the movie?
What? I will not talk to you anymore. You are just wasting my time.
What is the matter, Mr. LeBlanc? If there is no emergency, please return to your seat, sir.
Do not tell me what to do. I need not to sit down. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, did you prove you are innocent yet?
If you would like, I will prove my innocence to you right now.
What? Nonsense! Are you saying my eyewitness testimony is mistaken?
Not mistaken, merely that there is room for doubt. I'd be most honored if you could please tell me what you saw in detail once more.
Fine. Suit yourself. I am certain I saw Mr. Hicks enter that elevator. It was when the needles on my pocket watch pointed to the 6 and the 12. The body was discovered 15 minutes after that in the lounge, yes? Then you, the only person in the lounge at that time, must be the criminal.
Mr. LeBlanc's conclusion seemed to make logical sense. After all, the only person in the lounge at the supposed time of the murder was me.
So, my eyewitness testimony. If you think you can destroy it, then come, let me see. Hurry! Do I look like a man who is having the time to wait for you?
Why is he so irritated? I'm the one accused of murder here. Anyway, I must find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's account somehow, and fast. Hold it! Mr. LeBlanc, were you able to get a good look at the inside of the elevator at that time?
Of course I saw what was inside.
And you are sure that the victim was in the elevator alone?
Yes, the only person inside was that Mr. Hicks man.
This last outburst is a bit too important to let go.
The only person inside was that Mr. Hicks man.
Hold it! Was he really alone?
Of course, I will bet even 1 cent.
A cheap ant for a cheap testimony. But if that's how you want to play it, I'll happily take your 1 cent. Hold it! I assume the pocket watch in this case is the one you keep checking, is that correct?
Oh, you noticed? It is a very expensive antique, I will have you know. The feeling is wonderful, and I fully wind it up by hand.
It does look very well designed and quite classy.
I will have to charge you if you want to touch it.
That's quite alright. Let's continue with your testimony.
What a cheap man you are. Now return the time you wasted back to me. And if you must, I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator at 6 o'clock.
Hold it! It's true that I found the victim's body at 6:15.
And that's when I found the two of them as well.
You see? It all matches my testimony.
Hold it! That is the most mistaken way of thinking I've ever heard of.
Hold it! No, no, no. Your silly opinion is what is mistaken.
Please calm down, the both of you. In a sense, you are both mistaken.
Well, if that isn't the pot calling the kettle black, then I don't know what is. I spy a little hole in his words. As you wish, Mr. LeBlanc. I will now show you proof of my innocence. Objection! Mr. LeBlanc.
What is it?
There's a very glaring contradiction in your testimony.
What do you mean?
Please take a look at the area in front of the elevator. There at the spilled wine.
Yes, and? Will you admit you also spilled it with the blood?
No, it spilled itself during the turbulence. But the interesting thing here is the set of wine footprints.
Footprints?
Yes, the ones that lead from within the elevator out into the lounge itself. It's evidence that proves that someone other than Mr. Hicks exited the elevator alive. There must have been another person in the elevator with Mr. Hicks. Now then, I'm done playing games. Why don't you tell us the truth? Borginian cursing.
Can you please translate for us? No way. That's totally impossible. I guess is what he said.
No way. That is totally impossible. I know there was no other person in there. I saw with my own eyes.
If you want to know what I think, Mr. Edgeworth, I don't think Mr. LeBlanc is lying to us.
I suppose she's right. He doesn't seem to be lying. But then what does it mean? What about this contradiction? Mr. LeBlanc, please, just once more, will you recall the details of what you witnessed for me?
Yeah. I was very upset when Mr. Hicks passed by my seat. I was always checking the time over and over again. I happened to follow that man with my eyes when he passed me, and I saw clearly into the elevator he was entering. But I swear there was no one else inside. No one!
Mr. LeBlanc, if you would please calm down.
What? Dare you two have an issue with my eyewitness testimony?
No, not at all. Please forget I said anything.
Yet again, he doesn't appear to be lying. But I can't let this testimony stand as the truth.
Hold it!
So are you still upset now?
I am always upset! The only time I am not is when I have a piece of art in my hands.
It's surprisingly easy to believe that about him.
But I was even more upset when Mr. Hicks walked by me. Hold it!
Why were you so attentive to the time?
Because something unforgivable was happening.
Come to think of it, you were yelling about something unforgivable earlier.
I was giving a complaint to the attendant about the movie starting time. Return back to me my time, in money. You understand the point?
Movie? Is he talking about the in-flight one that's mentioned in the magazine? A summary of the plot and its start time. Interesting.
They were supposed to show License to Love, Laugh, Maim, and Murder. I cannot see that movie in my country. You can only see it on international flights. I looked forward greatly to that movie. I checked my pocket watch whenever possible so I would not miss it. I even set my pocket watch to the destination time when I came on board. So my watch is not wrong. It matched the schedule. But the movie was still late. Very, very late.
Your pocket watch. I'd like to ask you a little more about it if that's alright.
The movie I wanted to see would not start, so I checked my pocket watch many times. Hold it!
So this movie you mentioned, is it the one listed in the Sky magazine?
Yes! I was so looking forward to watching License to Love, Laugh, Maim, and Murder!
Miss Tanera, was this movie shown on this flight?
Yes, it was shown at the scheduled time.
Isn't it possible you simply slept through it by accident?
Nonsense! You doubt me?
No! Now stop pointing at me like that! Odd, how did he miss a movie that he was clearly hoping to see?
I checked my pocket watch a great number of times, that much I know for sure. My watch is set to my destination's time. I always set it when I board the plane. Hold it!
You're sure about what you just testified, Mr. LeBlanc?
Yes, of course. I'm a very busy man. I'm immediately busy when I land. I have many places to go and no time to waste adjusting my pocket watch.
I see. That was a very valuable statement you just made.
Flatter me all you want, but you will not get 1 cent out of me.
That's alright. All I require is this piece of testimony.
Hold it!
Since you only happened to see him, it's possible that you missed something in that glance.
Hold it! Even if I only happened, I did not miss a thing!
And how can you be so sure?
Just because!
I would appreciate it if you didn't take my life so lightly with a simple just because.
Well, then I was only making a joke. I saw Mr. Hicks, alright? Hold it!
Is it possible that someone was hiding inside?
What? You dare insult me? I have belief in my eyesight. When I look for art to sell, I am told often, I have great sight for the arts.
I think the phrase you were looking for was great sense, although that's debatable. But isn't it possible someone was just outside of your line of sight?
You're persistent. I tell you, I looked clearly. Hold it!
Why do you insist that you're absolutely not mistaken?
Because when I say I'm not wrong, I am not wrong!
Mr. LeBlanc, if I may, I think beyond misconceptions and mistakes lies the truth.
Funny, that suspiciously mirrors something I told her only a little while ago.
I honestly don't think Mr. LeBlanc is lying.
I don't think he's lying either, but I think he might be mistaken about something.
Mistaken?
Yes, and I'm going to correct his mistaken recollection with evidence.
And this professional attendant shall witness the prowess of a professional prosecutor.
I'm sorry, LeBlanc. You made a terrible mistake. Because, you see...
Objection!
Mr. LeBlanc, you said this just now in your testimony.
I even set my pocket watch to the destination time when I came on board.
Now, if your watch had been set to our destination's time zone, it would mean that your watch is displaying the time of our destination.
Yes, and? The correct time is worth its 6 cents.
I would like you to take a look at this. If you believe this Sky magazine, clocks on this flight run in accordance with the time of our departure time zone. Of course, the movie schedule was also created with that in mind. Miss Tenero, for confirmation's sake, what time zone is this flight aligned to right now?
Well, we made a short stop at a transfer point.
That's right, it was in that small Asian country, the Republic of Zhangfa.
But we didn't readjust our onboard clocks at that time, so right now we're still running onboard Ginian time.
What?
The time difference between Borginia and our destination is 9 hours. In that case, it's only natural that your watch would be out of sync with the schedule.
Ah!
Further, with your analog watch set to our destination's time, it would appear to be running 3 hours fast when compared to the flight's onboard clocks. It also changes everything about your testimony. And you can bet 1,000,000 cents on that. In light of this information, it means you saw Mr. Hicks 3 hours prior to 3 a.m.
My 1,000,000 cents!
And this should clear up all the remaining accusations.
So, this basically widens the time frame for the time of death, right?
Yes, because Mr. LeBlanc saw the victim enter the elevator at 3 a.m. It means the time of death could be anywhere from 3 to 6:15 a.m. The question now is, where was Mr. Hicks during that span of time? And what was he doing?
I've got something to say.
And you are?
Yeah, Oh, I'm Cammy Meal. I'm a flight attendant.
And what is it you wish to say?
Well, I think your story is a little different from how I remember it. What do you mean, Cammy? I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 a.m., you know.
What? How can you be so sure of the time?
Oh, that's right. He pushed his call button while we were parked at the transfer point.
Ah, the stop we made for refilling and cargo transfer in Zhangfa, correct? This flight will be making a brief stop to refill and transfer cargo in the Republic of Zhangfa between 4 and 5 a.m. We ask that all passengers remain on board at that time. Thank you for your cooperation.
Yes, it was from 4 to 5 a.m. according to our clocks.
And during that time, did any of the passengers leave, or did any new ones board this flight?
No, not a single person got off or on in Zhangfa.
What about the flight crew?
The few who were handling the cargo transfer might have temporarily gotten on or off, but eventually everyone, including Cammy and myself, came back on the plane.
So basically, I can assume that no one left or got on since our initial takeoff. Interesting. I should keep that in mind.
I said she's Cammy because of the long blonde hair and the ahoge in her spray. Yeah, when I saw you use that name, I was like, hold up. Yeah, and I answered his call. I can tell you Mr. Ackley Hicks was there in his seat when we took off again at 5 a.m.
Alright, then that puts the time of the murder between 5 and 6:15 a.m.
Okay, now, what time did you come down to the lounge, Mr. Edgeworth?
I remember coming down here almost as soon as we left the Republic of Zhangpa.
You were here the whole time from 5, yes? Then you are the only one who could be the killer.
Mr. Edgeworth, were you really here in this lounge the entire time from 5 a.m. onwards?
Unfortunately, yes.
But then, how do we explain the footprints?
Is that not obvious? This man waited for Mr. Hicks here, in this lounge. Waited to kill him! And then he put the corpse into the elevator. That is when the turbulence happened. My eyewitness testimony may have been mistaken, but what time I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator on the second floor does not matter. Because the entire incident concluded here in this lounge.
Everything happened in this lounge. Is that what you really believe, Mr. LeBlanc?
Do you have another idea?
I simply feel there is something out of place in the scenario you presented. Is there something that can tie this crime to a location other than this lounge?
Edgeworth sleeps through a literal murder. Maybe the footprints, because they lead to the shop.
Take that! These footprints, in which direction do you think they're headed?
That would be the in-flight shop.
Correct. They are headed in the direction of the shop.
But they look disconnected. They end all of a sudden.
You're right to point out that they do not form one continuous trail to the shop. However, there is another piece of evidence that connects the shop to our crime scene. Besides the footprints, what else points to the in-flight shop?
The piggy bank.
Take that! The murder weapon, this little piggy bank, is sold at the in-flight shop. It is sold there and only there and is not displayed here in this lounge. How then did it find its way here? Don't you find that a tiny bit suspicious?
Such a trivial point. It only means you prepared it, taking it from the shop first before coming here. It doesn't prove you're innocent at all.
Is there no way to win with this man?
Hold it! If I may,
What is it?
you see, well, it's just as Mr. Edgeworth says.
Oh, and why do you know this so well?
Well, it's just that piggy bank was there in the shop. I saw it with my own eyes.
And when was this?
It was maybe around 5:40 a.m.
Isn't that just before we hit that patch of turbulence?
That's right.
You were in the shop just before the turbulence?
Yes, I was.
Come to think of it, Miss Tenero, when I found the body, I believe you came out of that door.
Yes, I did.
And what is beyond that door?
That's the flight attendant's room.
Then you were on the first floor?
Yes. I had to do something at the shop and in the flight attendant's room. So I went to the shop first and then to the flight attendant's room.
Are you saying you passed by me at some point?
Yes, you seemed really into the issue of Sky magazine you were reading at the time. I don't suppose you noticed me walking by.
I vaguely recall someone walking by, but I didn't take notice of who it was.
Anyway, the piggy bank was definitely there at the shop when I went there.
Why did you go to the shop in the first place?
I went there for a work-related matter.
Work, you say?
Yes. The upkeep of the shop is also one of my responsibilities.
Why did you not say anything about that until now is what I want to know.
In any case, I believe it's clear that the shop needs to be investigated as well.
Shall we head over there then? Hold it.
What is it now?
Aren't you forgetting something, Miss Rhoda? Don't you need the captain's permission to check the shop? No, I haven't forgotten. But I have already asked him for permission to search the entire plane. So I think we're all right. Huh? That's weird.
What is?
Well, I just talked to the captain, see? And he said that he didn't give you permission to do anything like that at all.
What is the meaning of this, Miss Tenero?
It means she's lying. Come on, admit that you are. You said you had permission to search all over, but you don't. And yet, here you are?
You, flight attendant, what are you trying to do? Pull the ship over us?
The captain's calling for you, Miss Rhoda. Oh, but don't worry. I already got permission to search the shop from the captain. See, unlike you, I do things the right way.
Miss Tenero, why would you do such a thing?
Please excuse me. Looks like I get to be in charge now. Please go back to your seat, Mr. LeBlanc. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you would follow me, I will be your guide from now on.
There's something about Miss Tenero that has piqued my curiosity, but right now investigating the in-flight shop is my top priority. I already checked this area earlier, but it never hurts to take another look. Looks like there was just the one picture in his pocket. There is blood on the back of Mr. Hicks's head. Could this be the cause of death? He appears to have been struck very hard. I doubt anyone was expecting to find a dead body in an elevator on this flight. For the victim's sake, I will do anything in my power to bring this to a speedy end. There's money strewn all over the floor of the elevator. I guess this was all in Mr. Hicks's wallet before the incident. There's no wine residue on the soles of his shoes, making it highly unlikely that Mr. Hicks entered this elevator after the turbulence. Captain Hugo here was probably used to hit the victim on the back of the head. Miss Meal, about investigating the in-flight shop. You're of no use to me asleep. Wake up!
What's up?
I need you to come with me so I can search the shop.
Go on ahead without me. I'll catch up with you later.
How has this woman not been fired yet?
Weren't we going to the in-flight shop?
Of course. I still fully intend to.
Okay, well, the shop is over there. Don't forget now. Mr. Edgeworth, that's the attendance room.
Please excuse me. It was a simple mistake.
You made a mistake, didn't you? Why don't you just come out and say it?
That's exactly what I just said. I made a small mistake. Don't nod off while I'm talking. These bottles and glasses must have been broken by the turbulence. There's quite a bit of broken glass here. Please be careful when passing through the area.
Huh? Did you say something?
I said that there is glass here to be careful.
But why?
Obviously, common sense does not register even as a blip on this girl's radar.
Oh, I am really mad. You had better hurry and bring to me some evidence.
If you could wait just a little longer while we look into the shop.
Don't number the birds before they are born.
Don't number the... what? I have no idea what he's trying to say. Come on, Edgeworth, that one's simple. Don't count your chickens before they hatch, perhaps. All I ask is of your patience and cooperation. There are a few copies of Sky magazine in the magazine rack. The special this month is an English trivia quiz. Of course, I've never uttered a single grammatically incorrect sentence in my life.
What is it? What are you looking at me for? Hurry and go do your investigating. I do not believe in this making haste slowly saying you have in English.
These counter windows offer a glimpse of the sky, but these clouds, they tell me nothing. Now is not the time for me to stand here making up soliloquies. I should be hurrying to the shop and investigating. A piano. It's been a while since I played one of these. It might not be a bad idea to brush up a bit after all this time. Of course, that's contingent on the outcome of this case. It's time to get investigating.
Her ability to fall asleep while standing is impressive. Edgeworth, what the hell? The guy is ESL.
This toppled over chair, yet another victim of the turbulence. There's something written on the back. In honor of Rocker Pow's Day? I have the distinct impression this chair has nothing to do with this case. Glasses and candles thrown into disarray by the turbulence. Seeing this reminds me of the ferocity of that last patch and of... No, I can't do this anymore. I've overcome that already. I won't let past traumas control me for the rest of my life. There's something written on the pedestal. Here lies Hugo Hughes. I don't think that's what they meant to write. Considering which way these prints are pointed, it's likely the killer went into the shop. I should really make my way over there now. A pity that the bronze statue knows not when good drink has been spilt at its feet. Odd, compared to the one on the left, the statue appears to be slouching a little. It must be the altitude. Yes, that's it. There's no check mark here, so there's still something? Oh. The machine that should be hanging off of here must still be on this plane somewhere. Is that it? Yeah, it looks like... Yeah. March 12th, 8:32 a.m. Flight G390, first floor, in-flight shop. So this is the in-flight shop. It's quite a mess in here.
You think? Guess I'll have to clean things up then.
Hold on! You can't clean up a potential crime scene.
Oh, thank goodness. I hate cleaning so much.
I mustn't rush things here. I must remain cool, calm, and collected. Because this piggy bank was left at the crime scene. There's a very good chance that the killer had paid this place a visit.
I don't know much about this shop, but you can still ask me about whatever.
So what do you think about what has happened regarding this case?
Oh, I don't know. I guess I think you're the killer though, Mr. Edgeworth.
I can assure you I'm here in this shop to prove just the opposite.
Yeah, but it was me that got you the permission to look around, you know? So don't forget that, okay?
How am I supposed to thank you properly if you insist on falling asleep?
Well, you know what really show your thanks? You see that item for sale over there?
Sorry, but you're going to have to make do with my words of appreciation.
Ooh, I'd love to have this piece of jewelry. Can I have it?
No, you may not. This is a prosecutor's badge.
Wait, then why did you show it to me?
I wanted to prove to you that I really am a prosecutor, and that it's not possible for a prosecutor like me to create such a crime as... I see that I'm just wasting my time with Cousin Hare here.
So, what is that? Are you gonna give it to me? Oh, but I'm not supposed to accept any presents. Unless they're really worth something. Miss Rhoda said that this piggy bank was in this shop, right? Don't you find her a tiny bit suspicious?
I don't think I can say either way yet. There's not enough evidence to convince me that she was lying about anything back there.
Are you sure about that? And like I said earlier, I was the one answering people's calls while we were refueling in Jengfa. And Mr. Hicks was in his seat at that time.
What time was that again?
He called at around 5 a.m. You were at your seat around then too, you know.
I do recall people calling for service around that time. Even if this turns out to be a waste of time, I must stand firm. I just know that there's a vital clue or two awaiting me here in this shop. Beautiful flowers and a beautiful arrangement. I feel cleansed just by looking at them.
You're kinda stepping on a few of them, you know, Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh, excuse me. Inside the display case is a row of lifesavers and life vests for sale.
We sell a lot of those when there's some kind of accident or something, but some people buy them even when nothing's going on. How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? Care to buy one?
I sense that the shop is one shopper away from being sued. There are all kinds of luxury name brand merchandise for sale in this display case, and they're lined up in just such a manner as to scream "Buy me" to any passers-by. Stuffed toys, just like the one Miss Meal is holding, are on display here. They're relatively cheap, which explains why they're displayed so haphazardly.
How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? You know you want one too. They're great for when you're stressed.
Why do I envision stuffed animal abuse when she says that? What are these?
Oh, those are our company's completely original line of suitcases. They're practically flying out the door, that's how popular they are. You should buy one and see how you like it. You won't regret it.
Perhaps that's how things work on this flight, but in the real world, you try, then buy.
No way. But either way, it doesn't really matter.
True. Either way, why would anyone buy a suitcase after they've boarded the plane?
Anyway, see that? Just look at all the Captain Yugo heads painted on there. Cute company mascot, isn't he? They're painted on with a lot of care. Doesn't he look like he's about to jump out at you?
It is certainly making something jump inside my stomach.
Huh? Oh, I guess there's no fooling your refined tastes. You look like you really wanted to get one. And I thought I was gonna finally make my first sale, but you saw right through it. Glad that's done though. Never make me try to give you a sales pitch ever again, okay?
But I never showed any interest in it to begin with.
It really is pretty horrible, isn't it? You want to know something? This suitcase was designed by Miss Rhoda.
Miss Tenero designed this.
Yeah, it was a company-wide contest.
Well, it does have a very sharp design sense.
Sharp? Like stinky sharp cheddar, maybe? I really have no idea why the bigwigs decided to go with it. It's so... bleh.
Miss Tenero designed this, did she? It's definitely not what I would have expected. Ugh!
You okay?
I'm fine. Please watch yourself, Miss Meal. Letting a suitcase freely roll around has got to be a safety violation.
Here, I'll put it back.
There's a wide selection of souvenirs for sale in these display cases.
You know what I'd suggest?
Sorry, but I have no intention of buying souvenirs on this trip.
Okay, then how about you buy something for me then? As a present.
I can't think of a single reason why I'd want to buy you anything.
But I've had my eye on that pendant for such a long time.
Try paying some attention to me when I ask you something, and then we'll talk. The glass from this display case's door is shattered all over the floor, and it looks like there's nothing on display inside either. Wait, actually, I think there is something. What's this? A mini captain's hat? The hat probably used to be on the piggy bank's head. Let's give it a go and see. I believe this piggy bank was forcibly removed from this display case. Does this mean that the killer broke the glass to get at it?
Huh? Really?
Don't tell me you don't know what things go where in this shop.
Well, I don't. Miss Rhoda's in charge of this place. So, come on, how should I know anything?
I sense that further inspection of this display case is needed. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. The glass on this door is broken. Perhaps it was the killer who broke it in order to take the piggy bank, but it's a bit odd that the inside of the case is so devoid of glass shards. Plus the glass broke rather cleanly.
Ah,
What is it?
I touched the glass and it cut my finger. It hurts, Mr. Edgeworth, it hurts.
Please tell me you can deal with such a minor cut on your own. Go-You Airlines related books line this shelf. The history of Go-You Airlines, the future of Go-You Airlines, the 7 wonders of Go-You, fight on Go-You Airlines. Working name, You Go Airlines. You Go You. The titles make it very clear they won't be making the top sellers list anytime soon. Oh hey, Miggy, how's it going? Good to see you. Welcome in, thanks for lurking. For security, there's a lock on this display case. Miss Meal, if I may ask you about this lock.
The one who's in charge of the shop is Miss Rhoda, so she's got the keys to all of the display cases.
I see.
Oh, I bet you want to buy something. Do you want me to go get the key from her?
No, that's alright. Is this the same man as the one portrayed by the statues around the elevator?
Yeah, that's a paperweight of the founder of Go-You Airlines, Mr. Hugo Hughes. On the bottom shelf, we have the cute one. The middle shelf is the realistic one. And on the top shelf, that's the floral version.
Floral? Are you sure about that? Let me guess, you just said the first thing that came to your mind, right? Looks like I hit the bullseye. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Eureka! There's definitely something very unusual about this.
About what?
If the killer had broken the glass to get at the Captain Hugo bank, there should be shards of glass inside the case itself.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess it'd be like that.
However, there's not a single piece of glass inside the display case.
Nope. No, there isn't.
Which means that the glass was broken from the inside out. The piggy bank must have fallen over from the turbulence and right through the glass.
Yeah, that's for sure. There's so much glass all over the floor.
I'm willing to bet that this hat was knocked off its head at the time, too.
Huh? That's nice.
Which leads me to believe that the killer took the Captain Hugo bank from here after the turbulence. Take your power naps on your own time, Miss Meal, and listen when I'm talking. But the murder occurred before the turbulence, which rules this piggy bank out as the murder weapon.
So you mean the bank's not the real murder weapon? It's a fake?
Yes, at this point that is a very real possibility.
But then what if the killer went to take Captain Hugo? They broke the glass by accident.
The display case is locked, so that's highly unlikely.
Yeah, but there's one person who could have.
Oh, and who would that be?
Miss Rhoda, of course. I mean, she's the one in charge of this place, so she has the keys to everything.
Miss Rhoda Tenero, huh? Something about this. Yes, there's something wrong. Definitely something wrong here.
What's with the sudden yelling?
Tell me, Miss Meal, don't you think there's something strange about these suitcases?
Oh, well, sure. They totally ooze strange, like the color and such.
That's not what I'm talking about. Now pay attention.
You're scaring me, Mr. Edgeworth.
Sorry. These suitcases are lined up a bit too prim and proper.
Yeah, they look a bit uptight, don't they? But I guess they take after their creator.
Again, that's not what I meant, Miss Meal. Don't you find it unusual these cases are the only things undisturbed by the turbulence? Never mind, I'd sooner find an answer by inspecting these suitcases myself. Upon closer inspection, they really are quite hideous. Oh,
I wonder how Miss Rhoda would have reacted if she'd heard what you just said. What's wrong?
she makes a good point. It would be wise of me to watch what I say out loud. What's this? I've spotted something. It's not quite right. What's so unusual about this suitcase? Take that! There's something very peculiar about these wheels.
Huh? As in...
As in, there are no stoppers in place on these. Without stoppers, one would think that the turbulence would have sent it flying.
And?
And so, it is very likely that the suitcase was placed here after we hit that turbulence. Let's take a closer look at it, shall we? This was apparently designed by Miss Tenero herself. The design has a certain je ne sais quoi about it. Yes, perhaps that is the best way to put it. It would appear to be unlocked. Let's take a look at what's inside. A piece of cloth, and it's soaked with blood.
Ah! It's blood!
It appears that the suitcase is very strongly tied to our murder after all.
So, explain this to me. What does this suitcase have to do with the murder?
I believe it's pretty safe to say that the killer used this suitcase in some manner, such as to move something perhaps.
But aren't you just talking about the cloth then?
That alone is too small. A larger item would be needed to move what I'm thinking of. The thing I believe the killer used the suitcase to transport is... the body? Or... Is it the body or the piggy bank? No, the piggy bank fell out. That's fine. And that thing doesn't look too big enough. That doesn't look too big. It's gotta be to make it look like he died in that elevator. The footprints... And the footprints are listed as it looks like something being dragged. Like the suitcase wheels. Take that! Something that would fit inside a suitcase that is also covered in blood. Sounds like a dead body, doesn't it?
But...
In light of this, I'd say that Mr. Hicks was moved into the elevator from someplace else, which means that the murder was committed in an entirely different location.
So you're saying that after moving the body into the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase in here and just left it?
Exactly. What is it?
Nothing, just that I was thinking about what Miss Rhoda said about coming here for something. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. I wanted to give you a bit more time, but I'm afraid I wasn't able to convince the captain. I'm very sorry, Mr. Edgeworth, but the captain feels that he has allowed you ample time. He says that he'd appreciate if you could wrap it up here and return to your seat.
I understand his sentiments. However, if I'm not allowed to complete my investigation, the crime scene may become contaminated by the time we land. If I must stop, then I insist I be allowed to oversee the preservation of the two sites. Under your supervision, of course.
If that's your only condition, then I believe we can accommodate your wishes. I'm here to assist you in any way that I can, Mr. Edgeworth. Sounds like fun. We can camp out and watch over everything together.
I found proof that the real crime scene was not in the lounge, and I have enough evidence to prove myself to be innocent of any wrongdoing. And yet, regarding what Miss Meal reminded me about Miss Tenero, I can't allow my investigation to end here. The truth must come to light. Middle airport arrival. Alright, everyone. Well, that was a fun beginning. I feel like with this game, it's the parts are a lot longer than before because, you know, again, the previous games were natively on the Game Boy Advance. This one is natively on the Nintendo DS, so they were able to pack a lot more into it. Case in point, just the beginning part of this case took 2 hours. So I think I'm gonna cut it here, but next time we meet up, we will do the middle. And yeah. Hope you guys like the setup and premise of this case so far, because I do like this one, and really enjoy the character of Rhoda Tenero. So hope you guys look forward to more of that next time we come back with this. And hey, I mean, next time will probably be sooner than usual, since this stream is later in the week than my usual Ace Attorney ones. So we might be back pretty soon. But that'll do it for me for this week. I'm gonna be back next week with, since it'll be September, officially the start of spooky season, we'll probably start our Halloween season read-alongs, since I got a couple of Sherlock stories out of the way. Not out of the way, but like out of my system, because I really missed reading Sherlock Holmes stories. But we got to gear towards the spooky stuff now, because we're hitting September and therefore the beginning of Halloween season. So I got a couple of stories that I want to read to you during this special time of year. And we'll do more Ace Attorney, and I'll figure maybe I'll figure out some sort of third stream. I've been meaning to practice my singing, for example. Anyway, don't worry about that. That's just me rambling. But yeah, thank you all so much for being here, my wonderful Rainiacs and Langsters. Thank you for everyone who dropped by, who hung out. Thanks for all the, thanks for chatting or lurking or however you enjoyed this stream. And I can't wait for the next one. But until the next one, make sure that you eat well, stay hydrated, and get lots of good rest. Be kind to yourselves. Be excellent to each other, and have a radiant rest of your night. And of course, as always, remember to unshrimp yourselves. This has been Ray Langley, virtual entertainer and wolf girl extraordinaire, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.